Good morning. Here we are, back to our little girl. And this is the part that Anna has just put into my mind as beautiful and wonderful, and things that makes me want to branch out. But we always have to begin with step number one, and here is step number one. That's a strange noise that this computer sometimes makes. I have no idea what it is. Maybe you didn't hear it. Well, that was our step number one. And I made a copy, and then with my pencil, I drew what I thought would be a pleasant start. So now I live with them. I like this surrounding, I like this going up and over, and I like this one coming over here and curling up. Everything is good. Now, let's just see what we really have here. Okay. Up and over. And just up. Okay, I like them. I can see them. And the next step is to get out that pencil. Oh, goodness, Sharpies are smelly, or maybe it's just me. My next step now, we'll get to all of this when we get this down, is to very lightly, excuse me, let me get this stuff out of the way a little bit. Of course, it involves some stitching, because that's just the inner me. Now, I think I'm going to get rid of, this. Excuse me. Drink a little sip, have a sip of water. The pollen down here in Florida is crazy. And I've been going out more, so that's what happens. Now, hook bone here. This is nice and flat. You can see. Okay, fingers crossed. This is going to come about over here, and this has to be very light. And then it's going to come over to about there. So let's try this. Okay. And down to Lycius. That's Lyceum. We went right through Lyceum. Okay. Down through here. Up over to the edge. And down at Lyconia. Okay. And because we have a white eraser, this is very light. Okay. Number one. Oops. Let's do number two. Number two is straight up. Number two. anything to get this on. Looks like it will do. And number 3 swoops way over, comes in under her dress and the flower, and goes up like that. And can we get it out of there? Let's just see. Yes, we can. Okay. So this mission is accomplished. Now, I'm sure seeing what's up here, you have figured out what's going to happen. My husband made me this little bit of styrofoam, and he gave me this from his shop, where he builds his model airplanes. It's not really necessary to have, but he's a person that if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. So, what we are going to do is take either one of your thick needles, okay? Or, I thought maybe in my case, I would use this stitching tool because of my fingers. We'll see what happens. But it comes out to the same thing, as you can see. Anything with a nice point. And we get to the stitching bit after we get this done. You're gone. And you're gone. And you go under here. What we are going to do is put holes in the paper where we're going to put our stitches. These are rather annoying, but, ooh, hello. Now, let's start with this one. It goes straight up and over. I'm going to try the needle. Straight down. We put a few of them in. And this way, this we're going to have to eyeball. About the same distance apart. Straight down. Okay. Show you what we're doing. We're putting the holes for our thread. And this is what it looks like on the back. So we have that one started up here, and then let's start this one. Alrighty, now this is not something that you're seeing. Sorry about that. Back you come. Okay. Now you certainly don't need to see me put these lines in. And right away, the designs and the possibilities are clicking through my head. Now this is a little harder to do because there's that extra piece of collage there, but not impossible because of the point of this needle is nice and sharp. And there we have it, or are starting to have it. So I'm going to turn off the camera and I'll be back when I have all of the holes done there. I'm going to give this a try. Yes, I think this is a little easier on me. We can always go in the back and check to see that we have a nice curve because this is all done by eye. And the last one. We do it? Yes. It's a little bit high right there, but this is our first try. Okay, see you shortly. Well, that wasn't as bad as I made it in my mind. Things usually aren't. Now, the white eraser took the pencil marks, totally gone. Now I don't know whether I want this thicker, 6 strands. Oh, and this is, as you can see, it's variegated, and it's just DMC off the rack in Michaels and etc., and it's number 4045, variegated green. And here it is. Okay. Now the question is, do we want to use all of them? The other way, Carol. Okay, squeeze your fingers together and push the eye down into the finger that are stuck together, and it's hypothetically supposed to come out. Nope, broke. Okay, needle threader it is. All right, now, did you get silly here on me? What's happening? I mean, really? What's happening? Whatever it is, I don't like it. There's something funny here. Well, we're going to execute that problem right away. Something funny in that thread. There we go. Let's see what happens. Okay. I'm not going to knot this. I am going to put something under here. We'll give it a little up, okay? And let's see. I'll just hold this thread back here. That's that one. That's that one, isn't it? That's let me see. We're coming over here. So you have the idea of what potential this has. And since I'm just learning along with you, do you like this? Yes. I think I like the full amount. Yes, I do. Now, is it going to go all the way over there? Let's just see. I'm just providing myself with some extra, length to make a knot. There. No, I don't want to knot. Or you do. Now, and we're back. Good thing is that we can always sneak a peek. Oh, am I just seeing the things that I can put on there with pencil? Very lightly. And the things that I'm going to do to embellish these, shall we call them vines? Sure, we can call them vines. We're about to find out whether having a short piece and having to start another one is going to make any difference. I can't imagine. I'm going to take a sip. I can't imagine that it will. And I imagine these holes can form as intricate a pattern as you would want. I'm going to stop here now because I want to start a different pattern. I want to start a different pattern. I want to do something a little bit different. So let's just do it. All right, where are we now? I want to do this downsy. And downsy will start right there. Okay. Wait. Stop. Oh no, this one is that one. So this one is here. Is it? Yes. Yes. Now, this next one. Yes, it is. And now, can I come back here and do a back stitch? Yes, I can. So forward. Forward. And back into that same hole. And forward. And back into this hole. So I'm doing it. Best way to describe it is to say an occasional back stitch. Those holes, they stand up. Now I could run this thread right up. Now it's down here, and the next hole is here. I could run this thread right up to here, but I would be using up a lot of thread. And so I'm going to go back in here, here, go away, here, and here, and here. It looks very similar on the back. Oopsie daisy. I have to go out and step out. We're going up here. Here. This is from here. This is here. And this here. So, you can see that this is this saves a lot of, there we go. And now one more to do that one. This one is going to start way over here. I don't know if this is going to do, but I'm just going to give it a try. Let me think about that now. Back down in that same hole in order to give it up. See, daisy. Aha. I didn't mean it literally. I closed up the stitch. And we mustn't have that. And I don't want to take your time up. I was wondering if I could do it. I'm not going to take your time up. While I figure this guy out. You are under here. Up. Down. No. Up, around, back down. Up. I'm going to have a thought. I'll be back. Well, I'm back. And I must admit, I've only been doing this stitch for maybe 50 years. and I couldn't figure it out. I had a glitch. The light bulb got dim. Something happened. I finally worked it out, and I will show it to you. I also had to decide whether or not I liked it in relationship to these two. And when I come back after lunch, this one will be finished, and this one will be finished, and I will show you this one. And then I really looked, and I saw this. Oh my, you can bet what's going to happen here and there on these vines. Thank you for being patient. One thing I want to show you. When this thread finished here, you run it back down through the back, and it was kind of hard to do when the amount of thread was so short, and it was hard to get the needle turned to get it through. And it's a very valid way of finishing, because the thread will not come out that many stitches. So there is this little contraption. This wonderful little gadget. They come in big ones, they come in all sizes. And that's the job that they do. And I'll show you how to work them. You can get them in any place that sells fabric. You push it through underneath, lay the thread across the hook, and pull this way, and this closes, and you drag it out, and job done. Oh my, the greatest thing since indoor plumbing. So, I will be back when I have these bits done and this that I can share with you. I will be having lunch, and I will come back. Well, I'm back. I haven't gone to lunch yet because I was not satisfied in having prepared, being a teacher at heart. I wanted to be sure that I was prepared to show you exactly how to do this now that I figured out how to do it. So I did this bit, and I have the explanation down now. My question is, since this is my learning piece also, my question is, did I really want to have that heavy branch there? We'll see as we go along. I'll finish this one, I'll finish this back stitch, I'll finish this, and then show you this one. Some of you might be thinking to yourself, well, she's gone over the edge completely now, she's completely crazy. But I wanted to show you that it was possible with this technique of putting holes in paper that you could do a variety of stitches. I'm not sure, I wouldn't be very happy with all this or all of this one. That, of course, would be up to the person who is working. But I've also, as I said, decided what I'm going to do with this, and I know you can probably guess what's going to happen. Not too much, just a little bit here and there, but we're going to do something with this flower situation here. So, now I'm really going to lunch. See you later. Well, I am going to solve this problem. I haven't had lunch yet, but my back was a little achy, so I laid flat and closed my eyes. And what I found out was, this is wrong. I love this, but this is not working to suit me. There we go with that sound again. Oh well, I wish I knew what it was. Let me put on all of my lights so that you can see. Okay, this doings has to go. But I also want to show you on this how to do this correctly in case you're interested. This is too heavy. This is not right. I don't like the color. Don't like it at all. So out it goes. This is the wonder of art being your own, and what happens when you're doing a learning piece. So not right, so overwhelming and should not be. So this is gone. This is not in my world anymore. It's better already. Now, let me, however, show you this. Okay, now let's use this piece that we have left here. Let's use 3 strands. I think you'll be able to see it just as well. Okay, so we have our 3 strands. We'll use our needle and take a moment to show you chain stitch. Okay, so we start here, we come back down here, and we have our chain. We come to the next hole, come up, go down, making sure you go under those strands so that you don't separate them. Go in the next hole, make your next chain, go down and catch them, go under, go in the next hole. It's a little bit difficult to see with those colors there, but that's okay. Pull your chain, go down under to make the tie down, go in the next hole, Now, this is a little tricky because the thread is short. Let's see how bad off we are. Oh, no, not so bad. We can do this. Okay. And so forth. And there you have the correct stitch. Now, you go to the wrong side. You find a knot. You get rid of that. It can be a little bit of a pill until you get started. But then you just give some tugs on either side. And they start to come out. There you go. Right. This needs a little attention right here. I feel as though I'm pulling out a needle point from years ago, but that's the glory of what we're doing. I'm learning. This is new to me, and I was more focused on the process rather than what was here in front of me and what was part of a part one. And she's pretty, and she's fine, and she didn't need, she wanted, I like those, I like the holes and what has been done with them. But this was all too heavy for this little girl. Not working at all to suit me. Now we have some bits back here. The holes are a little bigger, but I will be using them again, and the thread that I pick will not be 6 strands worth, that's for sure, and the color will not be that dark green because it overwhelmed her, and she did not deserve me not paying attention. I was more focused on the process of stitching than I was on stitching here with her. So, now I'll be back because my stomach is starting to grumble. And I will have a think about what I'm going to use here, because some of these holes have been used, so they're a lot bigger than those, but I'll make it work. And I also want to think of something else here. Something else here. This is going up this way. This is this way. Then we have something off this one, up in here. Let's think. Could we have something in there, just to soften that, and something in here. No, that one stays. What could we do here? There. Has to have 5 now. It has 3, and that's a good thing. But what about about a second one here? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, that might do it. Just a little bit. Just a little bit right there. It doesn't come past the furthest thing on the paper, which is a good thing. Let's get the little stinky out here and see if it's something that might do. I'm glad I thought of this, because that could have oops. Well, you know what I want here. Let's see. And that's 2, 4, 5. That's the first cure. The next cure will be the color of what I'm putting here. I'm liable to stick with this idea. I'll be back. I keep promising, and the stomach is really telling me I have no choice now. Well, here I am again with my new color, which works with this because I just love this bit and this. And so I went for DMC number 3864, and I'm not using 6 strands this time, I'm using 4. Plus, as you can see over here, I've added 2 more very small circles because I wanted her to have, I wanted it to be 5. I thought it was a little sparse this way. Plus, I wanted to prove that I could. I mean, it's mine, and if I decided it needed 2 more, I was going to put on 2 more. And that's the joy of creating, but the best joy of all is teaching yourself something new from the bottom up, so to speak. Now, I want to refresh your memory. On ending. So we've done our back stitch. Okay, now what we're going to do is run the needle underneath, take it over, run it underneath for a couple of inches. And I've had time for another thought, which is also part of the fun. Now this wax paper is starting to annoy me, and it's my favorite thing, so I'm going to put it up there. Now, so we have, if you'll notice, a tiny one up here, and I'm going to work on that now with you, and then this one comes down and around, comes up and around, and it kind of, well, it just, this is a shape that makes me happy. And so, I want to review the back stitch with you and then tell you some ideas that I have for number 3. Move this out of the way before we have it all over the place. put this away so I don't lose that. Okay, we're ready. And you can go there, and if I put this, okay, let's get this just up there and do it this way so that you can really see what's happening. I'm doing this little guy right up here. Now, when I look at the front, if I put it in this hole, right here, I'm going to have a gap. Don't want the gap. So I'm coming down here and crossing my fingers. I'm coming down right here to this hole, coming through, and where am I? Right here, crossing my fingers. I think it's going to do what I want it to do. That's over. Go on to the next one. And back in there, and if you will look carefully, you will see that there is a little gap there, which is perfect for this, for closure here. You don't want, if you can help it, you don't want to put it through these threads, because if you'll notice, these threads are laying nicely because I separated the 6 threads in the skein. Now, that's here, and here. And the next one. I have been having a good think about this. I'm happy that I took it apart because it wasn't making me happy. And I have decided at least 2 things that are going to come next after all of this so-called background work is done. That's this part and the stitching. And the last one. Okay, so let me finish this off. It doesn't make any difference how you do this as long as you're consistent. I usually just go between the 2 holes. And I can even come up here. And give it a trim. Put that aside. Yes, and then the last one, I'll work on that as soon as we finish this, and I have some thoughts about how I'm going to go about finishing. Some things that I want to still add here. I noticed that I have on the, before I copied it, yes, I used a little of my very finest, super fine pen and just added some touches to her eyes and mouth so that she didn't blend in so totally. I even worked on her nostrils. Well, I don't want to deal with that. What I want to do is use some pen work to outline this, and I don't mean careful outline, I mean relaxed outlining. And I think some relaxed outlining around the pieces, the two pieces of collage. And I mentioned this earlier, that this is hiding behind this piece of antique paper, and it's a flower, it's a rose, and I thought, well, now what could I do on these vines here and there? Just a little bit here and there. A little wake-a-rupper. Putting some French knot flowers on there might be just the trick. And then there's this. And I thought, aha, how about where the French knots are, a little bit of watercolor to add some leaves. And, well, I'm kind of stopped there. We'll see what happens. If you have enjoyed this, watching me experiment and learn by doing, I hope that you will give me a thumbs up, leave a comment. I do answer all of them, and I would appreciate your subscribing to my channel. I have so many ideas about, now that I see how really easy this is, I have so many ideas about what I'm going to do to bring this more into the realm of tags and belly bands and oh, you know what I mean. I'm dancing sideways. Bye now.